Watching ABC4 News, celebrating 75 years.
Only on ABC4 tonight, we meet the real victim of the most infamous Real Housewife of Salt Lake City.
A woman going by her first name, Trisha, speaking out about the lingering consequences of reality star Jen Shah's telemarketing scam. Trisha says ever since being duped out of half of her life savings, she's been rocked by shame and financial insecurity. She says the sales pitches were so convincing that she paid $47,000 on a false promise that Shah's company would help jumpstart her online business.
I am just recovering from being in deep depression. And I'm going to cry. You get to the point where there is no way out. I don't have the money to take care of myself.
Shah sentenced to spend 6 years in federal prison for orchestrating a decade-long scheme, scamming money out of the elderly and vulnerable. She's scheduled to start her time next month.
In national news, actor Alec Baldwin in the armor for his movie Rust facing criminal charges.
Prosecutors in New Mexico charging them with manslaughter in the death of the movie cinematographer Helena Hutchins. ABC's Tim Pulliam has that story.
Santa Fe prosecutors announcing they will charge actor Alec Baldwin and crew member Hannah Gutierrez-Reed each with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter in that deadly 2021 shooting on the movie set of Rust. The film's assistant director, Dave Halls, took a plea deal admitting negligence. He will serve 6 months probation. Alec Baldwin's attorney releasing this statement, quote, "This decision distorts Helena Hutchins' tragic death and represents a terrible miscarriage of justice. Mr. Baldwin had no reason to believe there was a live bullet in the gun or anywhere on the movie set. He relied on the professionals with whom he worked, who assured him the gun did not have live rounds. We will fight these charges and we will win." The shooting, killing cinematographer Helena Hutchins, striking her in the chest and injuring director Joel Souza. In 2021, the Oscar nominee, in an exclusive interview with George Stephanopoulos, described the moment Hutchins was shot, saying he never pulled the trigger.
And I cocked the gun. I go, "Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you see that?" And she says, and then I let go of the hammer of the gun and the gun goes off. I let go of the hammer of the gun and the gun goes off.
It wasn't in the script for the trigger to be pulled.
Well, the trigger wasn't pulled. I didn't pull the trigger.
So you never pulled the trigger?
No.
But the FBI released a report last August concluding the gun used on set when fully cocked could not have fired without pulling the trigger, while the working internal components were intact and functional. The Santa Fe district attorney speaking to CNN.
This was a really fast and loose set, and that nobody was doing their job. There were 3 people that if they had done their job that day, this tragedy wouldn't have happened.
Last November, Alec Baldwin filed a lawsuit against several crew members, including the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, for giving him the gun, for failing to check the bullets or the gun carefully. Now, her attorney fired back, saying that Baldwin is the sole person responsible for this incident. He rejected training. He pointed the gun, pulled the trigger without the armorer being present. Tim Pulliam, ABC News, Santa Fe, New Mexico.
In Park City, police arresting a former ski resort employee for threatening on Instagram. The police department was notified of a post by 25-year-old Mariano Agustin Sanchez holding an AR-15 with a caption translated from Spanish saying this: "People of Park City, if I were you, I wouldn't go to school tomorrow." Now, police spoke with concerned employees at Park City Mountain Resort who believe he was talking about their ski school where he was recently fired. Sanchez telling police the post was a joke. They don't believe that. He's now in the Summit County Jail.
All right, switching gears, but staying in Park City. If you're not looking at your screen, you want to look up now. A stunning shot of the snow-covered area. This is the look of Park City at this point. We do want to let you know that tomorrow we are taking ABC4 News for the 4, 5, and 6 o'clock shows. We will be live in Park City from the doorstep of Sundance, and we'll also be bringing the weather to you live from Park City tomorrow as well.
Time now for Utah's most accurate forecast with Alana Brophy. Weather rates certified 11 years in a row.
So I guess that means I'll be holding down the fort.
Will you hold
while
down
the two
fort?
of you are up there having a
We're
good
gonna
time,
enjoy
huh?
Park City.
Surprise, Glenn! Don't worry, we'll bring you back something great.
Yeah.
But it
All right.
promises.
I will be waiting for that.
You will not have to worry because he's going to be the warm one, Emily.
Of course.
Out of all of us.
That's a very good point.
It'll be nice and toasty, and we will be nice and jealous because it will be chilly. Okay, we've got cold temperatures throughout the state, but we also have a storm impacting us. I have to show you. This is so great. This is from Alta. Chloe Jimenez taking this picture, giving you an idea of their snow depth. And when we talk about these storms and these atmospheric river events, they have benefited us. Alta is number 2 in the country for snowiest ski resorts in the U.S. And look at Brighton, Snowbird, and Solitude also rounding out the top 5. Mammoth Mountain in California taking the cake there. But my goodness, these storms definitely benefiting us, and it's great news when it comes to the drought. We talk about that, but the newest drought numbers, well, it actually proves it. We've got extreme drought in red here, and this has lessened in the last week. We're sitting at 20% of Utah in the central portion of the state battling the extreme drought. That's level 4 on a scale of 5 for drought conditions. Last week, it was 26%. So our storms came through, really helped us. Also, the severe drought that you're seeing in orange, kind of in the background here, 77% of Utah in severe drought. That number last week, 84%. These storms are helping. That's why we always hear us say we need them. We need more of them because we have to battle these conditions, and we have made great progress stepping away from exceptional drought last week. One of the storms helping us right now as we look at that Cedar City view, current temperatures in the upper 20s, snow coming down in Iron County, and it will continue. It's light, fine snow, but it will stack up as we head through the overnight, and it's because this area of low pressure is digging towards the desert southwest, counterclockwise flow, and it's going to kind of meander its way through the state line area and head east, but it's kept those active skies, which is why northern Utah won't benefit as much. But we do have precipitation out there and really chilly temperatures, which means any light precip will easily freeze as we drop into the 20s by 9 p.m. Icy conditions are possible for your Friday morning commute statewide. You just have to know that. It is going to be cold, and that has the potential to be icy. So tonight we've got those scattered showers with our winter weather advisory in effect. You see how that low kind of just overnight moves a little further east, but we do keep those active skies in the southern half of Utah. Because cold air will be even in Washington County, we have a chance of seeing some snowflakes mix in and hit those palm trees. We watch as the low kind of lifts to the northeast into eastern Utah for tomorrow. Wraparound moisture keeps the chance of lingering showers, and you can see the model brings that into I-70 towards Richfield, Castle Country. Maybe the basin as far north, but that system's exiting. Once it does, quieter conditions, we just stay way below average with cold air and a northerly flow, but we will be dry. How much snow expected? Well, the southern mountains will be the big winner, 6 to 12. That's places like the Pine Valley Mountains in and around Washington County, Bryan Head. Mountain valleys like Bryce, 2 to 5. They're under that winter weather advisory. 1 to 4 in southern valleys, and that does include places like Cedar City. Now, trace to 1 inch in Washington County. There are higher elevations of Washington County, including New Harmony, Enterprise, so Dameron Valley, Diamond Valley, you could get a little snow there. Trace to 3 inches for our central valleys, mountains getting 4 to 8. The north, not a huge hitter for the north, but a little bit of something in some spots. West of I-15 right now for the northern Wasatch Front. Cold for tomorrow, 30s. Freezing actually in Salt Lake, 20s, 30s, and you do see a few 40s, but it's only in St. George. Here's a check on the next 7 here, where we get dry conditions setting up on Saturday down there in St. George. Looking pretty good. Temperatures start to climb back by the end of next week. Wasatch Front brings in the chance of a quick hitter of a storm on Sunday, and then maybe again Wednesday. We stay well below average with cold air in place. Slight chance, but icy for tomorrow morning. Glenn, Emily, over to you.